What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I am delighted because the lovely folks over at UVS Games have gone and give me some exclusive reveals from the upcoming Jetburn expansion of the My Hero Academia collectible card game. I like this card game. I like doing these reveals, and honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I kind of like Dabi as well, which is convenient because that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. We've got 9 new cards that we can have a little bit of a look at, and that does actually include this time some lovely ultra rares as well. And well, one ultra rare, but still, that's better than no ultra rares, and that makes me very excited indeed. Now, Jetburn is a set which is going to be releasing in the not too distant future. It is releasing on the 17th of November, so that is, well, something to look forward to, quite frankly. And a couple of important things. They've basically made some changes which they're keeping in Jetburn, and that is to say a character card in every booster pack, which I personally am a huge fan of because I love sealed play, limited play, and having a character card in every booster pack makes that easier. Set designed, well, the best one to date for booster draft and limited play. Just said I love that. There are 6 secret rares in the set, and they're going to be 1 per booster box. There's more of them and they're easier to pull. That's a good thing. No first edition, and look, I kind of like first edition cards, as do we all, but let's face it, it's kind of annoying when you have a set which is part first edition, part not. So yeah, I actually kind of like that this is a change. And Chrome Rares are back. I've still not pulled a Chrome Rare, but I have hope, ladies and gentlemen. I want to pull a Chrome Rare, and I don't know, I can feel it. I think this might be the set where Chrome Rares come and make me happy. But that's about the set as a whole. What about Dabi? Well, we got ourselves a character card here, and we got hand size of 6, health of 28. And we've got 3 skills coming in. It's got an enhance. Your rival checks against a 5. If they fail, reveal the top card of your deck. Now, this is a bit of a theme we're going to see with Dabi as we go through here, basically making your opponent perform a bunch of checks. That is something we are going to be seeing on a bunch of these cards. As for, well, they fail, that's a bad thing for them, it should be a good thing for you. Reveal the top card of your deck. I mean, on the one hand, this is quite nice because it means that you've got extra information, but you're revealing it, not looking at it, so your opponent is going to have that information as well. Why is this such a good thing? Well, take an example, for instance. Let's go forward and have a look at Quick Burn, an uncommon attack. That's got an enhance, name a card type. Reveal the top card of your deck. If the card matches a named card type, add it to your momentum. Well, yeah, this would be quite nice because now you've got the information of what card is on top of your deck. So when you have a look at this with Quick Burn, I mean, you really should know what kind of card is on there. So that is going to make your life significantly easier if you're trying to get the most out of this card. We'll come back to this one later, but just as a nice example. Oh, also, right, as a side note, can we all just appreciate how great these character cards look this time around? Like, don't get me wrong, previously I revealed Sir Night Eye, and that was a very cool card, and I appreciate the artwork very much. It was a nice looking card. But it's like the card designers have just gone, yeah mate, sorry, last time was kind of cool, let's show you what we can really do. Oh my word, I love the way this character card looks. We've then got an enhance. This attack gets +1 or -1 speed for each check your rival has made during this attack. The more checks they make, the better your attack gets. Remember how a second ago we're making our opponent do a check? Yeah. This is going to help your attacks go through. This is going to be wonderful. And as a response, after your attack deals damage, your rival loses 1 health. But bearing in mind I've just told you about the fact that we're boosting up our speed so that our attacks are going to go through and deal damage, now they're losing health as well? Yes. And I love the theme here. I love the fact that we're making our opponent do checks, and then we're punishing them for doing checks. That just makes me pretty happy. Now, we got the attack Blue Flame Immolation here. We've got ourselves a high 4 speed, 5 damage attack. And we've got an enhance card pool. Lose 1 health. Your rival checks against a 5. If they fail, this attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage. Now, obviously losing 1 health is not going to be ideal, I grant you, but if you can get +1 damage, you're basically kind of matching them there. Like, you're losing a health, but you're doing an extra damage, so you know what, that kind of evens out quite nicely. But then you've got extra speed on the attack, combined with the extra speed you're getting from your character card, and in theory, yes, you're losing a health, but you're going to be taking more health off your opponent, so it's actually going to work out in the long run, don't you worry. We've then got a deadlock response card pull. After you lose health to pay a cost, your rival loses 1 health. Well, would you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? This is gonna work quite nicely. If there's 10 foundations in your opponent's stage, then they're in a deadlock and you get to use deadlock abilities. So, yes, fine, it's not always actually going to work, I grant you. But when it does, yeah, you lose a health, and then they lose a health, and then you get the +1 speed, +1... You can see how this all works together, right? Sounds good to me. Now, Blue Flame Torment is the ultra rare, which is going to be slightly annoying for me because now I have to pull this specific ultra rare to pop in my binder because obviously I do. We got a low 5 speed, 5 damage attack here, and a response, flip, discard 1 momentum, and after your rival makes a check, it gets -2. Failing that check will not end the combat phase. So it's basically making your opponent's checks more difficult, and that's kind of funny. We've then got an enhance. Your rival checks against a 6. Told you we'd be making them do more checks. If they fail, this attack gets +1 damage, and your next check to play an attack gets +1. You may play this enhance 2 times this enhance step. So, yeah, you're boosting up your damage, and you're making your opponent check, which, as we've seen, is a good thing you want to be doing. Your attacks are going to go through more often with Dabi, and they're going to be doing more damage. I am loving how well this all goes together. Obviously, it's an ultra rare. We expect it to be a good card, but man, I think this is a good card. Now, Burn combo comes in as a low 2 speed, 4 damage attack, and it's got an enhance. Your rival checks against a 6. If they fail, this attack and your next attack gets +2 speed. Yeah, this sounds pretty good to me, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, how many of these cards are we looking at that are boosting up your speed as we go? Many of them. So now you're constantly making your opponent check, and you've got ways to kind of hurt their checks, and then it's just more speed boosting. Your attacks are going to be going through more often, and I adore this. Now we've got the appropriately named Quick Burn here, a mid 4 speed, 4 damage attack. And as an enhance, this is the one we looked at earlier. Name a card type, reveal the top card of your deck. If it matches a name card type, add it to your momentum. Which, of course, a lot of the time it's going to, because you can literally cheat it, which I like. We've then got a villain enhance. Your rival's next check, this advanced step, gets -2. So once again, we've got a skill there which is making all of their checks harder to actually pull off, which is a bit of a theme, and it's one that's working very, very nicely. Now, activating Hood comes in as a foundation here, and it's got an enhance. Mill 1, your rival checks against a 6. If they fail, and remember we got ways to try and make them fail, commit this card, and this attack gets +2 damage. So once again, we are boosting up the damage of our attacks very nicely indeed. We've then got a Villip enhance, Tenacious, flip. Your next check to play a card gets +1, which I kind of like. We've been doing lots of lowering our opponent's chances to hit a check. We've been lots of if your opponent fails or if you succeed, you get extra blah, blah, blah. It's quite nice here that we get a little boost to our own check. Makes me happy, ladies and gentlemen. It makes me happy. We then have another foundation, Fiery Confrontation. It's got a response, flip. After your rival makes a check to play an attack or action, that check gets -1. Failing this check will not end the combat phase. So you're just basically trying to make sure that your opponent is failing a bit more. And sure, it's not ending the combat phase, but you can see where we're going with Dabi here. It's lots of making your opponent check. It's lots of trying to make sure their checks fail. And it's lots of extra speed and extra damage to attacks to try and force them through and just kind of whittle them down. It's nice. I love the theming going on here. We've got League Handler, another foundation. That is a response rival's turn, remove. After your rival makes a check, that check gets minus X. What is X? Well, X equals the number of checks they have made this combat phase. But once again, because you're being a bit mean here, failing that check will not end the combat phase. Oh, it's also got Deadlock Breaker 2 unique. Now, what this basically means is that the more checks your opponent does, the more likely it is that you're then going to be able to essentially use this to make them fail a check. Which I kind of love. You're basically forcing your opponent to do a bunch more checks. And then using this foundation to make them fail a check because they've done too many checks. I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. That's kind of funny. I feel like this is a deck I could really enjoy playing. And then finally, we've got No Remorse, a last foundation here. Enhance, flip. If your rival has made 3 or more checks this turn, draw a card. Well, I'm always a fan of draw power. Draw power makes me happy. And it's just down to how many checks your opponent has made, but bearing in mind we've got so many cards here that are forcing your opponent to make extra checks, that just makes it more likely this is going to hit, and then you're going to be able to draw a card, and life is good. I like this. And look, I'm clearly biased, right? Clearly, I think Dabi's awesome, just like I thought Sir Night Eye was awesome, because I'm lucky enough that UVS Games have allowed me to do this reveal, and it makes me very happy indeed. But you better believe I think this is cool, and I'm going to be playing around with this. And like I said in the Sir Night Eye video, if you would be so kind, if you've got any tips or tricks for building a deck around Dabi, or if you're very kind and you've got a complete deck list you wouldn't mind sharing, hit me up on Twitter @TheWassy or share it in the comment section down below, because I want to play with this character very much indeed. But I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter @TheWassy. That's where we talk about, well, a bunch of card games, including My Hero Academia. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassy Plays.